Howdy y'all, Pipe Grump. So I figured today we would talk about some things and
Hey you.
Hey, I've got a story for you. Probably the best story ever written. Once you read this story, you'll be like, Hobbit Schmobbit. I bet you'll say, Tolkien? Who's he? Well, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that this is the story that gave Tolkien all his ideas. When you see some of the dangerous places our hero has to go, you'll be like, Mordor? Sounds like Chuck E. Cheese. When you see all of the evil people that our hero meets, you'll say, Voldemort? More like Barney the dinosaur. Or Darth Vader? I think you meant the stapler guy from Office Space. Just bear with me and listen. Feel free to pause the video if it ever gets too intense. Once upon a time, in the early morning, the White Knight, who is called Nat Sherman, set off through the London fog on an epic adventure along the Hobo Road. His quest was to find the powerful Star of the East, a journey that would later be known by the songwriters and bards as the truly terrific and terrible Sherman's March. As the White Knight passed the edge of town and out into the field where the local farmer let his bull run, he came upon 3 nuns. Love interest. Good morning, he said, his accent taking on a slight Scottish blend. My name is Edward G. Robinson. The White Knight lied, because the Hobo Road was full of enemies. Hello, said the nun, who was the first responder. My name is Eileen. We have traveled a long distance across the 7 seas, following my dreams, yet we dearly miss our home back in the small town of Gettysburg. We are traveling south to the town of McClellan, where they are having quite the devil's holiday. We're looking forward to trying the vanilla cream they have there at the fair. Yes, said the White Knight. I too have heard of the great celebration planned for McClellan's 40th anniversary fair. But alas, I cannot partake, for I am on the quest to find the Star of the East, he said, holding nothing back, for he felt he could trust the sisters. Beware, said the second of the 3 nuns. Aaron am I, and I can see many things, and I have determined the meaning of Eileen's dream. If you truly are in search of the Star of the East, you must first complete 3 tasks, each which are more dangerous and deadly than the last. First, you must pass through the deadly Hobbit's Weed and retrieve the Davidoff medallions of legend. Then, if you survive, you must outwit the questions of the questioners in the evil North Woods. Should you manage to stay alive, you must then cross swords with the vile, dark prince. But now, said Aaron, we must continue on our way. Good luck to you, sir. The White Knight stepped aside and let the three nuns pass, even though he wished to talk to Aaron more. As he continued, a cold breeze blew his velvet cloak, and it whipped and snapped, adding its own voice to the howl of the wind. Soon he came upon the hobbit's weed, and gathering his courage, he stepped into the long bottom leaf. The fragrant grasses began playing tricks on his mind, his nostrils filled with the smell of Christmas cookie from back home. The deeper he walked, the stronger came the urge to eat the poisonous mushrooms that grew in abundance here. But one bite would set his blood to boil and would kill him dead. But the White Knight knew of the temptations the locals referred to as the shortcut to mushrooms. And before he left old Dublin, which was his home, he had prepared. He sat down below an Irish oak and pulled from his pouch a plum cake and a bottle of Irish whiskey that he had purchased from his local tavern that was called the Durbar. As he finished his plum cake, he saw, hanging above him in the tree's beard, the Davidoff medallions of legend. He took them, and he found his way out of the hobbit's weed and passed deep into the heart of the North Woods, hereby completing the first task in the quest to find the Star of the East. The White Knight grew weary, but he could find no place to rest. He walked on until the early morning, when he came upon a frog on a log having a conversation with a cross-eyed cricket. "Good day, friends," he said. "What is it you are speaking of?" "Nosy, aren't you?" said the frog on a log. "We will ask the questions here if you don't mind. Once the question is asked, you may say nothing unless it is your answer. What do you call an old man from Antioch?" asked the frog. The White Knight thought for many hours to find the answer, because he knew to answer wrong would surely mean death. After some time, as the frog on the log and the cross-eyed cricket continued their debate, the White Knight cleared his throat to indicate that he had an answer. "Yes," said the cricket. "Speak if you believe you have found the solution to the riddle." "I would call an old man from Antioch a vintage Syrian," said the White Knight. The frog on a log and the cross-eyed cricket put their heads together and spoke in low tones to each other. Finally, they turned to the White Knight. "Correct," they both said. "Next question." Then the cricket asked, "What do you call an evil lizard who cannot make a decision?" Again, the frog on the log and the cross-eyed cricket continued their conversation as the white knight fought for an answer. After a time, he cleared his throat and said, "An evil lizard who cannot make up his mind should be called a dragonflake." "Very good," said the frog and the cricket together. "You may pass, but you must pay us a toll." The white knight reached into his purse and he pulled out 6 pence and gave each questioner 3. "Here," he said, "as an appreciation for the truly perplexing riddles on which you both have asked." And with that, the white knight completed the second task to find the Star of the East and passed out of the North Woods and into the Sleepy Hollow beyond. As he walked, a great and hideous figure appeared before him on the Hobo Road. The white knight was filled with terror, for he knew this must be the Dark Prince. Trembling with fear, the white knight reached into his pouch and drew forth the Davidoff medallions of legend and held them in front of him like a shield. "Fool!" said the Dark Prince. "That talisman is useless without the magic spells." With those words, the white knight banished his fear and reached again into his satchel. Smiling, he pulled out a leather-bound book he had borrowed from the local haunted bookshop. The Dark Prince howled with rage, and from his outstretched hands he unleashed a firestorm upon the white knight. But the fire passed around him, for the Davidoff medallions of legend protected him from the dark magic. The white knight drew his sword and threw it at his enemy as he chanted the words from the spell book. The sword flew true and pierced the heart of the Dark Prince, spilling his royal blood all over the paved road. As the life drained from the Dark Prince, the Star of the East was revealed within his damaged chest. The white knight reached forward and drew it forth and returned home. And Nat Sherman, the white knight, lived happily for the rest of his days, for he knew that this epic quest to find the Star of the East, later known as the truly terrific and terrible Sherman's March, had been his life's great work. That was beautiful. All right, Type and Piper, there's my my VR parody to you. I hope this counts. Let me know what you thought of the story. Peace and pipe smoke.